Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Hope you guys are good. I hope you guys are well. So today, as you can see by the title, that I am doing a story time about how I dated an emotional abusive guy. So first and foremost, last week I uploaded a video about my life update. So if you haven't watched the video, please do watch the video. It brings you in detail as to what I'm gonna do this year, what you guys should expect from me this year regarding my content. But nonetheless, moving to what I am going to be talking about today, I'm going to be talking about how I dated an emotional abusive guy. And more than anything, on this video I would love guys and girls to learn. It's so much more about learning more than about the story time. I'm giving out awareness, to girls, so that they can know when they're getting themselves into an emotional abusive relationship, and guys to know when they start being emotional abusive towards women. So let me start, because like guys, most of the time we don't really address emotional abuse. The number one thing that we always address is the physical abuse. So today I'm just going to break down what happens when someone is becoming emotional abusive, because before you become physically abusive towards someone, it's likely that you start off as being emotional abusive. So I just want to teach you guys. The story time is more about learning more than about the context of the story time. So guys, 2017 earlier, which was November, I started dating this guy. I would refer this guy as to Jim. I can't give out his real name. So I started dating November, but he had long pursued to date with me. I think starting on 2017, whole of 2017, pursued to date with me, but I had no interest whatsoever, so I didn't date him. But then earlier I started gaining an interest because he was like a sweet guy. He was a sweet guy. And one thing about abusive people, they are always abusive guys, they are always sweet. One thing about them, they're always sweet. You can disagree with me on this, guys, but I know for a fact. So now he called me, like he was giving me calls. I started admiring him, so I decided, let me give this guy a chance. So we started dating November. I went to see him and November because I was going to the Eastern Cape on December. So I went to see him so that I would know the type of person I'm getting myself into, before I moved to the Eastern Cape, because I was going to leave for like a month and then come back on January. I was going to leave for like the whole of December. So I went to visit him. He was a sweet guy and he knew how to take care of a woman. So fast forward to when I come back from the Eastern Cape after December. It was January and I was looking forward for the year of 2018, because it was a big year for me. I mean, I was doing my last year in high school, which was my matric. So I was looking forward, and I have this person who is amazingly supporting me towards my year of 2018. He was very supportive, guys. I don't want to lie. So we dated, and then he was so sweet, so much that I was actually like, it was my first time dating someone who was as sweet as that guy. Like, for instance, if I wanted something, he would make sure that he gets me what I wanted. So this other day I talked to him about the these plates that I wanted to do, and I didn't have enough money to do those plates. He was like, no, don't worry, you can buy yourself toiletries with the money that you have, and I'm gonna give you the money for the plates. He gave me the money for the plates. Okay guys, I had no idea whatsoever about badge. Like, I had never been badged before. Like, I was not badged before. So it's my first time like to date him. I'm like, okay, this is nice, child. This is like a guy. He's an amazing person. So we continued dating around April. So I had to pay like a farewell fee, and also a matric jacket fee at school. So normally my parents used to visit me like from time to time during the year, because they know that they're not close to me, so they wanted to visit me so they can check how I'm doing and what do I need. So my parents were there. They were like there to check what I needed for my grade 12 and how am I coping. I was a person who was suffering from this chronic illness which was called PCOS, polycystic ovary syndrome, which is I do want to touch onto that topic and teach you guys about polycystic ovary syndrome, but it's a topic for another day. So they wanted to make sure that during the year I'm always okay. So now they were there, like my dad gives me, like at school they wanted like around about 700 rands for the whole entire farewell fee and also the metric jacket. So I didn't know, I thought they wanted 600 rand. So my dad gave me 600 rand. I went to pay. Then my dad, that day, the same day, my dad was going back to the Eastern Cape, so he left. They were like at school, no, this money is short of 100 rands, you know. So I was like, oh my gosh, how am I going to get the 100 rands? So I was telling my boyfriend about that, and he decided to give me the 100 rands. I knew at a point my dad would give me the 100 rand. I mean, I like my dad gave, like at home they made sure that I had everything that I wanted. So I was just having a conversation with the guy. It's not like I was asking him for money, you know. So, and I was not even used to asking people for money. I was always dependent on my parents when it comes to, you know, finances. So he was very, guys, he was very, very supportive. Like, one thing I can tell you about this guy, was super supportive towards everything that I wanted. I was starting to learn much more about makeup, and I knew when I went to move to varsity, that's what I also wanted to do part-time. He was supportive about that. Like, he was just a genuine guy. But here comes moment, like the real moments, when I started saying that no man, actually this guy has like funny things, you know. So guys, as I was dating this person, I started noticing funny things. Like, for instance, guys, he was a very insecure person. He was a very insecure person. Like, okay, so we exchanged. He said to me that, you know what, please can we exchange our social media platforms? And at that time I didn't know much about Instagram, so I only had Facebook. So we exchanged our Facebooks, and it was going out well. Yes, I'd see things that I didn't really appreciate it, and you also saw things that he didn't appreciate on my side. And for me, there were things that happened a long time ago, and for him it was like the recent things. So we had arguments here and there, and one moment he just decided to change his password. And mind you, he didn't tell me that he was going to change his password, but he asked me about the exchange of our Facebook. So it was kind of confusing. How can a person decides that they no longer want they no longer want you to use their their Facebook, whereas they were the one who asked you to exchange with them? I mean, it was a matter of him addressing that, you know what, babe, I think we should just stop having each other's Facebooks. But he just decided to change the password, and I didn't understand. I was completely like amazed. Oh, he changed his Facebook, and I asked him, why didn't you tell me that you were going to change your Facebook password? He was like, no, I didn't see that much of a big deal. I mean, it's my Facebook at the end of the day, and I can do whatever I want to do with it. Yeah, well, okay, fine. I didn't mind, because at the end of the day I didn't ask him to exchange his Facebook with me. So that's the number one thing that I saw that I didn't like about him. Okay, you obviously, when you're dating someone who is abusive, guys, you can't see all the signs at once. It's just a step by step kind of thing, you know. So fast forward to that, he started becoming insecure. He checked my phone. Honestly, guys, to be quite honest with you, I also checked out his phone. I think I'm the one who started checking out his phone, because it was kind of weird how insecure he was, and it made me feel some type of way. So I decided, let me go through his phone, and I didn't see anything. Okay, cool. So every time I go to his place, he was living far from me. I can't mention the exact location. So every time I go to his place, he'd want to check out my phone and see who I talk to, the guys that I talk to. And you know what, guys, it'd make it clear that, you know what, today we are going to have a session where I'm going to be checking out your phone. I'm going to be checking out your phone. I want to know who you were talking to from all social networks. So she would visit my WhatsApp, would check every single chat I have with people, and sometimes you'd come across chats that whereby I not necessarily flirt with guys, but I would have a conversation with guys where I would also compliment their pictures, and he didn't like that. Like, he literally didn't like that, even if those guys were my friends, because I did have guy friends on my WhatsApp. So he'd not appreciate that at all. He'd be like, no, I'd really appreciate if you wouldn't compliment a guy's picture. I mean, that's not cool. You're in a relationship with me, you can't do that. Okay, cool. I didn't see that. Okay, because he was saying that, I decided to distance myself a bit from like my guy friends. And then that's what happens, guys, when you are dating someone who is abusive. You tend to distance yourself from people, yeah, you know, from your friends, you know, because the person that you are with always has a problem with people around you. Because you know what, a person who is abusive always has an obsessive tendency towards you, so he feels very entitled to you. So whoever who is close to you, he's just not comfortable with them, you know. As we were dating, I noticed some things, that he was more of a person who wanted me to be a trophy girlfriend in his life more than being a girlfriend who has an impact. One thing about me, like, I like having an impact in someone that I have a romantic relationship with. Like, I always help them out with their dreams, you know. I'm the type of girl, you know. So every time I would help this guy, he was doing forex. Every time I would help this guy out with his forex things, like giving him advices, he told me straight up that he didn't need my advices. I should focus to myself and let him be. Like, guys, then he wants me to be a trophy girlfriend, like for real, okay, fine, okay, let me just let him be. And mind you, at this forex thing that he was doing, he was failing, and I was trying to like have his back, because I knew a friend of mine who was doing forex as well, and he was doing an amazing job for himself. I spoke to him. He was a guy friend of mine. I spoke to him. I asked him to help out my boyfriend. He didn't mind. He said I would not even charge him a cent, because I mean, you are my friend, so I would do anything to make you at least to be in a better space with someone that you love. When I gave my boyfriend the proposal that my friend wouldn't mind helping you out during your forex thing, it's going to be much more easier than you learning for yourself, he was like, no, who said I needed your help? No, guys, it was just a mess. Like, I even regretted like doing what I did. It was just coming out of my heart, because I didn't want to see the guy that I loved suffering from something that he really wants to pursue as a career, you know. Because he dropped out from varsity, and that was the only way out to make his life, like to have a direction in his life. So I was trying to help him out towards that. Okay, so I felt like, okay, my efforts are no longer needed, let me back off. Then guys, he started having tendencies. When I'd go out, he'd want a picture of the place that I'm at. He'd be like, no, take a picture of where you are. Look, like, I'll tell him that I'm out with my friends. Let's say I went out with my friends at Premi. He'd be like, no, take a picture that you are really at Premi. I'm like, hey, bro. Like, he started having those tendencies, guys. Sometimes he would call, when he calls me, and then let's say maybe I'm at home, it's in the weekend, he'd not believe that I'm at home, like in the weekend, and I would wonder, where on earth would I be? I mean, I'm doing my matric. Like, I don't have businesses with going out, because I'm so focused to my school now, like, more than anything. Sana umfana was like, I need to see where you are at. Like, I need to see where you're at. So I'd be that hand who takes pictures, showing the place that I'm at, or do like mini video to send my boyfriend, so as he becomes satisfied with the fact that I'm really at this place. It's like, guys, he had so much insecurities, as if Nanken, like, I've cheated on him before, as if Nanken I'm Jolela. Like, he was so insecure. Sometimes he'd ask my cousin if we're like, let's say I'm at home during the weekend, and he was like not believing the fact that I'm at home during the weekend. He'd call my cousin, he'd call me, and he'd want to confirm if I'm really at home. So he'd say that, please give your cousin sister the phone so I can confirm that you're really at home. So I'd call out my cousin, phone, just to confirm that I'm really at home. You know, even like if I go somewhere, like I'm with my cousin Klambi Atibana OP, like I'll tell him like now, and he was like, okay, one man bana, I'll tell him that I'll be like, okay, please give Mavi the phone so that I can know that you're with her. Yo, so if they can bring room to guys, hey guys, I was like, okay, this is kinda like big. Like, it's starting to become an issue. Wherever I go, I need to feel like I'm in jail, because I have a father. Like, I have a father in my life who I'm in love with. Hey, okay, guys, that was a continuous behavior. Hey, guys, he was so obsessed with me, that person. I remember that this other day, I went out with my friends to Rand. For a mini after party, since we didn't go for our metric ball. Yay! I was wearing an open up top like this. There's some cleavage in here, and I didn't have boobs most back in the days. Yay! We had plans that after like Rams, I'm gonna sleep over at his place. Okay, cool. Plans didn't go our way because I was supposed to leave at Rams at 7 because I was going to take a taxi from Rams to his place. And I was like, there's no way that I can live at Rams at 7 because we just got there like at 5. So I sent him a message. I'm like, no, I'm not going to be able to sleep over. I'm going to come tomorrow. I'm going to sleep over at my friend's place today because I've just got to Rams. He didn't believe the message whatsoever. He was like, no, Edipilem, don't do that to me. We agreed on this, so you can't change anything now. I'm coming to fetch you up. And I switched off my phone. I'm like, I'm not going to entertain this nonsense. Did he not go to fetch me at Rand's, guys? Did he not go to fetch me at Rand's, guys? But he didn't find me at Rand's. We were just left Rand's because to a parking. So he found me there. He called me and asked about my whereabouts. I was like, he was like, I'm coming to fetch you, guys. He fetched me. During my friends, he fetched me. He doesn't have a car. He asked his friends, he filled in petrol just for baazon tata. That yo tabona aba alo umntu ay uyapambana. Obsessed ndim sana wabe endishouted esendleleni the whole time esemotweni, how could you make me spama? We already had plans that you're going to sleep over here and ubucinga uzolala phi after like uselile errands ufuna uhamba uyolala namanye amadoda. Hey guys, ndathi lo mfana unengxaki. From there, you guys, he didn't want me to wear short things and he was like, if I go to Rent, appropriate. That was inappropriate. Like that was an inappropriate way of dressing. I should wear is not that are going to cover up my boobs. Daddy hair and the chatting was up. I didn't deal. Yeah, the woman and you full. Yeah, I had this other t-shirt dress. It was a bit transparent. I bought it at H&M. I should stop, guys. I was thin most, so as I located like wearing a problem what I should stop wearing those kind of dresses because they are too revealing. Don't he doesn't want his assets to be shown to other people. Don't hey that guys, azange ndayiva intsomi film le into sana mayibonga umfana otheni lona. And at that point, I was so in love. I was so stupid because he was trying to protect me. But no, man, this is not protection. This is abuse. I'm so young to be dating someone who tells me, who is entitled to tell me that what should I wear and what shouldn't I wear. No, this is pure abuse. Guys, when you're dating someone who's abusive, so you will never see it. You will feel as though this person is so in love with you so much that he's trying to protect you from the world. And when even we are guys close he's trying to protect you. We no man, this person is toxic. So guys, all I'm trying to say to you is that I understand nabandaba abuse or my boyfriend abo physically. Toxic situation. It's because they do not know where to run to because they've pushed them away and they were manipulated. Guys, you get manipulated. And it's the right way. And You become so in love. I can't say in love. I think you become so manipulated so much that you can't see anything in the world but him. Because ukufaka la ngqondo ba mayingabikho into oyibonayo emhlabeni ngaphandle kwakhe, and the focus mayibe kuye umuntu abusive banjalo, uba obsessed nguwe, uba nala obsessiveness towards you. And the obsession ayikho right, because someone can kill you over becoming obsessed over you, you know, because umuntu obsessed nguwe, basically that person wants you in their lives, and he doesn't want anyone near you. He wants you to be like son. So that's how he was. I knew at some point if I had continued dating with that guy, I would have long died. And it by or anything like that. Even if I'm physically, emotionally, like to lose like a lot from myself. I would have honestly lost myself during the process of dating that person, because I was starting to become distant towards people that I loved, because that's how he manipulated me to be. And I was starting to doubt myself for who I was, because he was not satisfied with the person that I was. So namje, I was starting to lose myself. You start to lose yourself when you're dating someone who's abusive. And he like but yeah, man. So guys, please, when you are dating someone who is abusive, like when you are starting to see his njalo with someone that you are in love with, please guys, don't ignore those red flags. Those are real big red flags, major red flags that can just change like this in a split of time. I was fortunate enough that didn't happen to me. Sometimes if I would go to his place, guys, I would feel like uncomfortable, because you know, when someone becomes that way towards you, you start feeling sometimes you start not being comfortable with them, because you really feel like you're in where you are not at peace, like this person like, because he's always investigating, and sometimes you'd feel like you're with these investigations as you know, those type of ways. And our love started becoming awkward, because I was not myself to him anymore. Like I'd always feel weird, man, and he wanted me to be a certain person that I wasn't, because I'm a very generous person. Now I'm always smiley towards people, you know. He didn't appreciate that. He would want me to be that mean person who is very feisty. Like, hey, why ending a young guys who teach me ways on how to become feisty, on how to become mean, you know, so that it best suits how he would appreciate his person to be. So I started feeling like, no, this person is dating me for the wrong reasons. He really does not appreciate the person that I am. Okay, so guys, every time you get into a relationship, please mind that always do a background check. You can't get into a relationship with someone without knowing their background, and it has to be something that you do towards the first phase of the relationship. So the talking stage should be the stage where you check, hey, follow what's his story, where is it from, how was he raised, you know, all those kind of stuff. Because that's 3 months down the line, you might find yourself in a situation that in Dagabao you never intended to be on. That's basically how our relationship was, guys. That's basically how our relationship was. It was really toxic, and end 2018 I decided to call it quits with this person, because he had even issues regarding people who called me with like numbers that were unsaved on my phone. He'd be like, no, let's have a session, I should call these people and make sure that they are really these people you say they are. Like, I don't trust you, why are their numbers are not saved, what. Yo guys, it was just a whole mess. So I was like, no, I can't continue being with this person, I need to stop being with this person. So we called it quits December. So who he was, guys, was someone that I could have never done anything about. I mean, I could have never taught him anything new, because I say Mdala, I mean, there was nothing that I could do that would change him. Because guys, I suppose it is a duty that was supposed to be done by a parent on his upbringing. So there was no way he could have changed for me, you know. Literally zilch. That is why abusers are always abusers until they go and seek for help. So now I was not a therapist, I was not a counselor, I was not a psychologist, so there was no way that I could have helped him, because I can't go deep beyond what he gave me. So he was always going to be that type of person, and more than that, he could have also became physical abusive towards me, but I was lucky enough to leave the relationship before that happened, because I saw that that is what our relationship was leading to, because he was so insecure that even if I feel like even if I cheated on him, he was going to beat the hell out of me, you know. He was going to become physical abusive towards me. It's always the case. So I'm glad that I called it quits. Hey guys, he was so obsessed with me, that person. I remember that this other day I went out with my friends to Rand's for a mini after party, since we didn't go for our metric ball. Yay! I was wearing an open up top like this. There's some cleavage here, and I didn't have boobs most back in the days. Yay! We had plans that after like Rand's, I'm gonna sleep over at his place. Okay, cool. Plans didn't go our way, because I was supposed to leave at Rand's at 7, because I was going to take a taxi from Rand's to his place. And I was like, there's no way that I can leave at Rand's at 7, because we just got there like at 5. So I sent him a message. I'm like, no, I'm not going to be able to sleep over. I'm going to come tomorrow. I'm going to sleep over at my friend's place today, because I've just got to Rand's. He didn't believe the message whatsoever. He was like, no, Edipilem, don't do that to me. We agreed on this, so we can't change anything now. I'm coming to fetch you up. And I switched off my phone. I'm like, I'm not going to entertain this nonsense. Did he not arrive at Rand's? Sorry, he didn't arrive at Rand's. I'm joking. Did he not go to fetch me at Rand's? Did he not go to fetch me at Rand's, guys? But he didn't find me at Rand's. We were just left Rand's because to a parking. So he found me there. He called me and he was like, where he asked about my whereabouts. I was like, Ndimepi and Ndimenga, like in Leleni, Ebakin. He was like, I'm coming to fetch you. Guys, he fetched me. During my friends, he fetched me. He doesn't have a car. He asked his friends, he filled in petrol just for baazon tata. That yo. Tabona aba alo umntu. We are pambana. We obsessed ndim sana. Wabe and shouted the whole time. How could you make me spama? We already had plans that you're going to sleep over here and after like uselile errands. Hey guys, nadi yelo mfana unengxaki. From there, you guys, he didn't want me to wear short things and his business. He was like, if I go to Rand's, appropriate. That was inappropriate. Like that was an inappropriate way of dressing. I should wear is not that are going to cover up my boobs. Daddy hair and the chatting was up. I didn't deal. Yeah, the woman and you take it full. Yeah, I had this other t-shirt dress. It was a bit transparent. I bought it at H&M. I should stop. Guys, I was thin most, so as I located, like, weren't a problem. What I should stop wearing those kind of dresses because they are too revealing. Don't. He doesn't want his assets to be shown to other people. Don't. Hey, daddy, guys, azange ndayiva intomi film le into sana. Mayibonga umfana otheni lona. And now at that point, I was so in love. I was so stupid because he was trying to protect me. But no, man, this is not protection. This is abuse. I'm so young to be dating someone who tells me, who is entitled to tell me that what should I wear and what shouldn't I wear. No, this is pure abuse. Guys, when you're dating someone who's abusive, so you will never see it. You will feel as though this person is so in love with you so much that he's trying to protect you from the world. And when even we are guys who close he's trying to protect you. uyibona esideleni ba no man, this person is toxic. So guys, all I'm trying to say to you is that I understand nabantu aba-abuse ngama-boyfriend abo physically xa bengafuni uphuma kula toxic situation. It's because they do not know where to run to, because bonke abantu aba-close kubo, they've pushed them away and they were manipulated. Guys, you get hypnotized ngumuntu odate naye o-abusive. You get manipulated. Yonke into ayenzayo ucinga uba and arhalela uba ube yiyo ucinga uba it's the right way. Enye nenye into awuyiboni. You become so in love. I can't say in love. I think you become so manipulated so much that you can't see anything in the world but him. Because ukufaka la ngqondo ba mayingabikho enye into oyibonayo emhlabeni ngaphandle kwakhe, and focus mayibe kuye umuntu o-abusive uba njalo, uba obsessed nguwe, uba nala obsessiveness towards you. And the obsession ayikho right, because someone can kill you over becoming obsessed over you, you know, because umuntu obsessed nguwe, basically that person wants you in their lives and he doesn't want anyone near you. He wants you to be like son. So that's how he was. I knew at some point if I had continued dating with that guy, I would have long died. And it by or anything like that. Even if I'm physically, emotionally, like to lose like a lot from myself. I would have honestly lost myself during the process of dating that person, because I was starting to become distant towards people that I loved, because that's how he manipulated me to be. And I was starting to doubt myself for who I was, because he was not satisfied with the person that I was. So Namje, I was starting to lose myself. You start to lose yourself when you're dating someone who is abusive. And he like but yeah man. So guys, please, when you are dating someone who is abusive, like when you are starting to see his njalo with someone that you are in love with, please guys, don't ignore those red flags. Those are real big red flags, major red flags that can just change like this in a split of time. I was fortunate enough that didn't happen to me. And so much that so guys, before we called it a quits, he had like funny things that once I was moving to university the following year, because I was doing my matric, he'd tell me that guys, that person was emotional abusive. Let me tell you this. He was like, now when I move to varsity, I'm probably gonna date a whole bunch of guys because he doesn't trust me, and university life is very fast. So and like the like as it doesn't guys, he wanted me to feel so small that I end up losing my confidence. Like he wanted me to feel that way. He wanted me to lose my confidence, to start doubting the type of person that I am. He was that type of person, man. He wanted me to be that. He wanted me to feel so low, guys, that person. But because of the person that I am, guys, it's really hard to break my confidence. Like that is number one thing that you can't do to myself. You can do anything to me, but breaking my confidence is the least thing that you can do to myself. My mother worked so hard to make sure that I have the best confidence in the world in that. So he tried so hard, and I was like, hey, I know as per my son, because now when I move to varsity, I know it's not going to work. I can't continue being with this like who's this jealous. Imagine how are things going to be when I'm dating this person in varsity, when he's like this, when I'm just in high school. Do a background check. Write down requirements as to, does this person best fits your interest? If you feel like, no man, this person, he has red flags here and there, do not I tell you, do not date that person. He's probably going to have the red flags that you see at the beginning of the relationship are probably going to be the same reasons that you guys are going to have arguments over, like in a long term, like in a long run on your relationship. Like, and if you feel like when you die, you've done the background check and you feel like, yeah, like some things in this guy's life, they don't add up, don't date them. Because it's high that they have not recovered from how they were raised, and it's high that whatever they went through during the time they were raised, it's going to haunt them every time he gets into a relationship. So every time he gets into a relationship, he's going to be the person that he, you know what they say in English, that how you were raised projects how you become as a man or as a woman, you know. So how the person was raised will be how he is during the time he wants to be settled with someone, wants to be in a relationship with someone, you know. It's probably how they're going to be. Like, guys, I kid you not, those things happen. I kid you not, guys, those things happen. Thank you guys for taking your time to watch the story. And yes, guys, I am hoping to see you on my next video. I love you guys. Do not forget to subscribe, comment, and like. Share the link of the video as well. You can comment down below as to what you guys think about this story. Maybe if you've faced similar challenges, please do comment down below. I'd really appreciate that, so that we can save more lives out there. Thank you guys. Bye.